I just love helping people to overcome those own personal roadblocks and discover that they really have so much more in them than they believe themselves.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Jeffrey Kramer. Previously, episode 444 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been just 2 years, 10 months, 24 days, and 12 hours since we last recorded that conversation.
Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every day of the week. So just take action today. Whatever it is, take action and get going.
That was then. This is now. Jeffrey, how are you doing today, my friend?
I am doing fantastic, Angel. How are you?
I'm as excellent as can be. I remember that conversation just like it was yesterday. And of course, because of the content being available, I get to listen again and reconnect the memories, right? The synapses, right? And it was beautiful. I believe it was Carrie Oberbrunner that introduced us. And you were about to do a book, right? 1 year from then. Did you get through with that, the perfection paradox?
I am just about ready to send the draft to editing. It's real close at this point.
Sweet. It's amazing, my friend. I cannot tell you how many people I've interviewed that fight with getting that first book out, especially when it's close to the heart. What has your journey been like with this?
It's been quite the challenge, as a perfectionist trying to write a book about dealing with perfectionism. You can imagine the challenge of just letting the writing be done versus tweaking a word here or there to make it perfect.
It's a paradox, isn't it?
It definitely is. But I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable with it and it is good enough.
That's wonderful. Well, I look forward to that. I think the name is a beautiful name. So I think in terms of capturing audiences, clicks, just with the name, the perfection paradox, or even if you just do perfection paradox, right? But I wish you all the best on that. What else is going on in your world?
Oh my gosh, it's just, constant crazy, Angel. I mean, I'm working on additional content to go with the book, a program that people who really enjoy what they read can engage with the program and with me to try to take it a little bit deeper dive into the topics that I cover in the book. And then I continue to work with folks on a variety of other leadership development and growth related topics, and just love helping people to kind of overcome those own personal roadblocks and discover that they really have so much more in them than they believe themselves. When you help somebody turn on their own light bulb, it's, I think, more rewarding for me than it is for them when they make that discovery.
I've felt that, yeah. It's really rewarding. And imagine you get paid as well, right? It's like, okay, I get paid for doing this. It's great, right? Having a coach who has that passion. Now, there are a ton of letters behind your name that I didn't ask you about the last time we spoke, right? Some of them I don't know what they are. I can guess the CPM, right? But what is PE, PWF, and CCM?
Sure. Part of that was by education and experience, I'm a civil engineer. So a lot of those all of those really are related to the profession. PE is professional engineer. PWLF is a public works leadership fellow. Been in positions of leadership in the public works industry. And then CCM is certified construction manager.
All right. Well, tell us what CPM is.
Yeah, no problem. CPM is a certified public manager.
Oh, you've been around the mountain.
I have. And, it's funny, Angel, I talk about this in my book because I'm missing some letters there. They're not all included. And really, some of it, is the industry expects it when you're in the civil engineering and the design and construction industry. Some of it's a mask, though, that when you are a perfectionist, you feel like you're never good enough. Mm-hmm. And collecting letters makes you feel like you're showing others you're good enough. And really, you don't need to do that unless your industry demands that you have them in order to get work. And so some of my letters are really valuable. Well, they're all really valuable. I don't want to downplay any of them because the organizations that give those are great organizations. But a lot of them I collected because they were masks for my own feelings of inadequacy and imperfection.
I love that you shared that. I can say that I've seen that occur on many occasions where you need that self-confidence builder as well within your life. Seeing that you've been on the two sides of the spectrum, getting those letters and now understanding the value of them versus the value of who you are. Do you have any regrets?
Not so much regrets. Your journey, everyone's journey is very personal to them. And I think that I am much more valuable as a coach today because of the journey I took. So I don't regret having taken it. I wish I had had more confidence in myself sooner in life. Waiting until into my mid-50s to figure out that maybe I was enough. There was probably opportunities along the way that I missed because of it, but there were things that I did do that made me who I am today, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Now, there are 4 daughters in the mix there, right? And
Yes.
1 granddaughter. How's the granddaughter number grown?
It's still 1,
Okay.
and we keep looking at the 4 daughters and just kind of shrugging and raising our hands.
Come on, it's time. Like, I'm not here for long again.
That's right.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. How has what you've been doing, living your life, evolving, growing, learning, impacted them?
I really am excited about the impact on them. I think they're still young. All 4 of them are in their 20s. And I see these signs of confidence in them in their 20s that I didn't have when I was 20 something. And in conversation with them, I hear them saying things that I know are a reflection of the example that I've created later in life for them. So I know they've seen it, even if they may not recognize it, which I'm really excited about. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, every year at Christmas, I manage to work in one gift that's somehow related to embarking on a growth journey, whether it be a journal with a personal inscription in the front of it, whether it be some book that I know will be of value to them someday when they're reading books for that purpose. Right now, 3 of them are still finishing up their college experiences, so they claim they don't have time to read anything but textbooks, but I know they'll get to it.
Yeah, that's great. And what about your wife? I mean, you've been married for a bit. How is that going? I know so many times we don't get time to show the support that has created us as who we are. How is your wife and what you're doing?
My wife is amazing. She is still my best friend in life. And she is more supportive than I can ever imagine. She is a graphic designer, graphic artist. Although she has gotten out of that as her main career calling, she did that for many, many years. So she created my logos. She designed my cover art for my book. She has designed a lot of different graphical elements for me for materials that I use in the business. And she's recently become a proofreader and an editor and is doing
it
the
feels
first
as though
proof
Jeff is engineering his book, folks.
It's funny because she just got into that. She decided she wanted to do it. And so I told her, great, now I have a free first edit.
That worked out well. Well, again, I think this is such a grand opportunity to be able to jump in here and check up and see where you are and if you're continuing with the goals you've set. It gives great joy, great inspiration, I tell you. This morning I woke up at 5:30 to have a conversation. I was like, all right, some people are taking their vitamins. I'm taking a conversation. And it really feels like this. It brightens me up. It inspires my goals and what I am going after. Understanding that there are ups and downs, but having a balanced method is so important.
Yeah.
So, my friend, I thank you for that. In closing, Jeff, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Angel, no, I just wanted to say to you, one, congratulations on the new baby, and two, happy belated birthday. I know our birthdays are only a handful of days apart, so happy belated birthday to you.
I appreciate that, Jeff. You are the real deal, my friend. I appreciate that tremendously. Look forward to meeting you face to face one day, Jeff. Again, this was a great pleasure, a pleasure I treasure. Jeff Kramer, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.